All right. Hi, guys. Welcome back to PKFX YouTube trading channel. So, this particular video would be the continuation for the series that I'm trying to build over here for how to build your trading journal from scratch. And this will be part 4. So, I've done 3 videos before this where I actually built the trading journal literally from scratch. So, if you have not checked it out yet, please go and watch part 1, part 2, part 3 before coming into this video so that you know what are the changes that we have been making all this while and how am I actually building this journal from scratch and developing it over time as I'm taking more and more trades. All right, so right now I've added one more new tab called the monthly performance, and I've added a few more columns and a few more graphs inside, so it looks pretty refined now. So far I've pretty much taken about 30 trades. Currently trade number 31 is ongoing, but as you can see, I've pretty much documented every single thing that I can think of for every single trade in a very professional manner, and I've recorded the notes in detail, and I've also tracked down every single lesson learned that I can learn from each and every trade, and I'm trying to carry forward to the upcoming trades so that I can learn from my own lessons, learn from my own mistakes, and try to reduce the similar mistake and try to do what was giving me the wins even more, right? So eventually it will definitely be different for every single individuals out there. I believe the only way for you to succeed is you yourself, for your trading style, build your own trading journal and document every single trade in your own way so that you can learn your own mistakes and improvise from that. And that's literally what I'm doing over here as well. Now, just to walk through very quickly, majority of the columns that I've already done over here. What's new here is I've added this column called initial balanced and current realized balance. The reason for me to add this initial balance and current realized balance is to come up with a graph in the monthly performance. Hence, I've added this tab as well. So every time I top up my account as well, I created this column previously called deposit, and from time to time, as I'm taking more and more trades, I'm adding a couple of hundreds inside. In this case, it was like $500, and I added another $500 here. Now the goal here is to eventually grow the portfolio to a reasonable scale where I can take proper trades with a large amount of money. But the goal here is also to be able to train yourself to be able to take trades in smaller amount first, so that eventually or gradually as you increase the amount, your mindset is able to digest those kind of move, right? Imagine if you were to handle like $100,000 account immediately. Sometimes you won't be able to take that $1,000, $2,000 swing in the negative side, because your mind will look at the number purely as what it is, and now you will start to play this mental game in terms of what can I do with that kind of money, right? So you will have a bias towards closing the trade and cutting off the losses, and even when you are in profits, you tend to cut off the profits as well. You will not let the winners run. But if you train your mind with a smaller amount first, you start getting used to losing a certain amount, and that's the most important thing. Compared to winning, you need to lose more. You need to lose more in order to be able to understand that your mind is able to digest those numbers. And as you progress along, you start increasing your capital slowly before you increase the percentage that you're risking per trade, so that you can now digest losing more. Like this last trade, as you can see, I lost about $30, which is not significant yet, but compared to where we initially started, we were losing like what, $12, $4, $11, compared to now $30 being a norm. So your mind will start digesting those numbers yet. Also, when you start winning as well, like the biggest win over here was like $87. Technically it's still nothing, it's still not a big amount yet, but your mind is now digesting those kind of big wins as well. So in the future, when you're dealing with a 6-figure portfolio or 7-figure portfolio, you wouldn't be looking at the numbers as it is, but more of a percentage basis, And to do that, you got to train your mind, and to do that, you need repetitions, right? You got to keep trading and trading and trading. And that's why the whole goal of the first 100 trades to slowly grow your portfolio came into picture. Now, having said that, this is pretty much trade log. There's nothing much to talk about over here. We know every single column, the reason behind why we created all these columns. Now, I've added this particular graph over here for the pair performance. So as you can see, I've been tracking down the pairs, and some of the pairs until now, despite taking 31 trades, I have not even taken a single trade in these pairs, which I have marked as yellow. As we can see that the trade, it is showing that there is no trades yet, right? So eventually, by the time I reach 100 trade, I want some sort of, like at least a few trades being taken for every single pair so that I can analyze that better. I don't want any pair to be empty, but I'm not going to force the trade as well. If I don't see any setups, then I'm not going to take the trade, right? For the past few weeks, I did not see any sort of setups forming in my style of trading for this particular pair. Hence, I have not traded yet. Now, maybe even at 100 trades, you don't get a good amount of trades for each and every single pair yet. But eventually, as we go 200, 300, 400 trades, these numbers will become more and more realistic, more and more accurate, I would say, right? So this is literally the graph of this particular table. It's just translated for more of a visual perspective. So I have two different graphs over here, which I think will make sense. The first one is to see for each and every currency pairs out here, how much of a profit is it actually giving me. So over the long run, when we have sufficient amount of trades already, we can see which are the currency pairs that is the most profitable, right? That is giving me the most profits compared to the other pairs. And eventually, if I want to narrow down for my trade style into, let's say, the top 10 currency pairs or top 15 currency pairs, this is where I can filter it down. Whichever currency pair that is not performing well, whichever currency pair that has been giving me the most losses, I can choose to remove that and just keep the top 15 currency pair that has been giving me the best profits and just focus on what works the best for me, right? But to do that right now is extremely early. At minimum, I need 100 trades before even I can analyze those sort of data, right? And down here is pretty much the same, but in a different way. It's just showing the win rate based on currency pairs. Again, the currency pairs over here, the blue graph is pretty much the number of trades taken versus the green is pretty much the win among those trades, right? So for example, like this particular pair, AUD USD, I've taken one trade and it's a win, so it's showing 100%, right? So right now, obviously, if you take one trade and it's a win, it's going to show 100%, right? Let's say out of 10 trades, then you had like 3 wins, 7 losses, then it's going to show 30%. So at that point of time, the blue line will be 10, the green line is going to be 30%. So the more trades you have, the more it will make sense, right? So I created this graph not to say that it is reliable yet. We need to build more and more data, but eventually it will give us the visual perspectives on how the pairs are actually doing, right? Next, equity curve. As usual, this is the overall portfolio to see how the net worth is growing. And just want to highlight that the last 5 trades were losses, and because I was using proper risk management, the graph was falling, but it was not extremely steep, right? And this is what I was trying to explain, that for each and every trade, we got to make sure that we are following proper risk management so that we do not deplete our entire portfolio. The whole goal here is to play small enough, long enough, so that eventually you'll start winning big, right? Sooner or later you'll start winning big. But again, you need to be able to play small enough, long enough to be able to survive for the next day. You must be able to survive to have your next trade. And to do that, you don't want to take huge risk by risking, for example, if you risk 1% versus you risk 10%. Let's say the last 5 trades that I lost, and in fact, right now, this particular trade is also currently going on losses. I don't know if it's going to end up as a loss. Let's say if it's losses as well, now you have 6 losses back to back, right? So at that point of time, let's say you risked 10% per trade, that's 60%. of your entire account gone. Your equity curve is going to literally look down like this, like straight up dump like this. Let's say if I change this number just for an example, right? This goes down to, let's say, 800, for example, right? Boom, something like that, right? That's too steep. Let's say something, yeah, somewhat, right? But you get my point, right? You don't want to have this sort of, fluctuation in your portfolio. As you can see, 30 trades, yet the portfolio is somehow relatively, you would say, not really in profits, not really in losses. It's more of a break-even kind of structure. This is me topping up, and I've topped up again, and it will reflect over here again, and it's gonna gradually climb up like stairs, right? And as you perfect your trades, your pair performance becomes better. Your equity curve eventually will start turning into the upside, which will be in our favor sooner or later, right? So we gotta just keep building this one. And whenever I deposit, I add the number over here as well, and I'll continue to top up the account. Eventually, this account will become 5 figures, and we'll work towards making it into a 6-figure account and 7-figure account, and so on and so forth. Now, next is the dashboard. This, I believe, pretty much have already spoken every single line item over here. I just will go ahead for the monthly performance tab. So this is the new one that I've created. So basically, this is just a summary of the trades on a monthly perspective, right? So I've added the starting balance column over here, the ending balance column over here, and created the formulation so that it captures the first trade that is taken for the month from the entry date and time, and also the last trade that is taken from the month based on the the exit date and time, right? So whichever was the last trade that was taken on the month, and whichever was the balance, automatically reflects over here. That way I know how much was the profit and loss for that particular month. And also, rather than the USD value, this is more important, right? The profit and loss percentage. So this is also something that I'm tracking, and hence I have two different graphs over here. The above is pretty much the USD value, and the below, which is the more important thing, is to be able to look at it from a percentage perspective. So we just started, right? We had 2 rate months, 1 grid month, so it's going to keep populating. Doesn't really matter at the moment. We're not cracking our head so much yet. The goal here once again is to build the first 100 trades to see where the edge is, and then eventually we'll refine, and these numbers will eventually change as well. But we get an idea on how do we track all these things. And this is exactly what the professional traders are doing out there. They literally have a system, a database that can actually generate all these things. But for people who do not have money to invest in those kind of things, do not have money to subscribe for those kind of high-tech features, so-called, you could literally build this from scratch. Like I literally built this from scratch. It does not take a genius to do this. All you need is freaking ChatGPT to guide you from time to time, but a very basic knowledge of Excel, and you can pull this through. And I believe at this point of time, this is already a professional level journal, and this is sufficient for us to track everything. And by the time we complete our 100 trade, this is going to look fantastic. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this particular video. As I progress further, I'll make another part as well. This is part 4. And if you like to do something similar, once again, go and watch your part 1, part 2, part 3, and this part 4 on how to build your trading journal from scratch. And I wish you all the very best and all the success in life as well. Thank you so much for your time, and have a good day, guys. Thank you.